Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business. Not because they wanna do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes this day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I wanna share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are impressions of everything that it is.
Scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
If I had a voice that reached 100 million people, I'd tell them there's a reason that we're all created equal. Cause some decide to be great and some decide a sequel to an average person's life is simply what they want to be. So you make your decision, all I know is what I'm given. Won't define the life I lead or the way I dwell in existence. I've seen a greater image on the walls of where I'm living, and the words twisted and scripted remind me of something written. Faith is a gift that is given down to the people. If one believes it, one receives it. It's given if it is needed. Don't ever think you're trapped in a life that you never wanted. Your options are infinite, that's some mathematical logic. I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers and these battle scars on my church. Not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers, these battle scars on my church.
Scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like
Okay, it's real. Oh, man, I don't like the way the green screen is giving me a little green around the hair. Hold on, let me see if I can make that's a little better. Okay, and let me put up the chat widget. And how are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. I know the last time you saw me, I was complaining about my greasy hair. I'm going to complain about my greasy hair again because I literally, well, not literally, but within the past few hours, just got back from camping. And camping is not really where you keep your hair particularly clean. And let's just say, I'm going to give you way too much TMI. Oh, that green screen's a little too heavy. And let's just say I had a really bad night with Fireball one night. Oh, that first night that Fireball got me in the higher elevation. Ooh. Oh, that was something. But we were touching grass. Oh, isn't that funny? Look. My green screen is coming through my shirt here. Ah! And yes, Mike, we are recording Sunday. I should be available. Okay, before we get started, I've got my notes. I just watched the episode once we got home. That's why I said didn't literally just get home, but pretty much just got home. Checked Facebook. That was a big mistake. Shouldn't have done that. I'm done arguing in those groups. I know I keep saying that, but I am done arguing in those groups because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. With the whole trademark thing, either a lawyer is going to tell us to go forward and we win, a lawyer's going to tell us to go forward and we lose, or the lawyers will say, you know what, you don't have a case here. And it doesn't matter what any of the blabbers, including myself, on social media say. Like, why do I even get in these arguments? I don't get it. But anyway, along the bottom there, because a lot of people watching these shows, the dragon shows, aren't my regular listeners, so they have no idea what I was talking about. And yes, Richard, JJ was busy on Facebook, and Hall Monitor Hogarth tried to zap him. She tried to zap him. You got the full Hall Monitor treatment, JJ. How does it feel? Woo! Ooh, she scolded you. She tried to spank you. Bad JJ. Okay, so along the bottom there is all of my grifting, but particularly patreon.com/Pink Flame of Liberty. Though someone, which I'll look into it later tonight, asked me to start promoting my Subscribe Star as well because they were having some issues with Patreon. I have not yet updated my closing screen. I know I said I was going to do that on this trip. Well, it turned out my video editing software, when it couldn't connect to the internet to verify I had a license, just didn't want to work. So I'm going to be doing that after the show. I'll be updating my patron screen. I started doing that prior to the show, but it turned out I hadn't updated it in a while, so it really is a pain in the booty. So I'll be working on that. It will be ready for tomorrow, assuming there's a show tomorrow. Tomorrow I've got historical committee meeting, policy manual committee meeting, then maybe a show. We shall see. I'll be a busy girl tomorrow. But, okay, so the Patreon is on there, and in going through the lists, I'm going to ask you again from the bottom of my heart, if you enjoy this content, particularly all the very LP-centric content, and you can subscribe, I would truly, truly appreciate it. Or if you can become a patron. Obviously, I like it if you subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, all of that. But, really need to make up some patrons. I know time's been hard for a lot of people. So that's patreon.com/Pink Flame of Liberty. But now to the dragon shit. Now to the dragon shit. Yes, JJ's pretty patient, Charles, but you want to know who's the most patient person, or at least the most unperturbable, is Todd Hagopian. Nothing gets to that guy. Nothing gets to that guy. But JJ is as well. JJ is very much as well. But I couldn't believe the way Susan Hogarth just went at you, man. Woof! I was like, I know that feeling. Okay, on to the dragons. On to the dragons. Now, I told you guys that I was going to be watching some of the big brain geeks who were going to explain some of this stuff to me, because this is more, just your average person who watched the shows. And I actually have read this book, but I didn't read it like with a pen and notepad and underlying crap. I don't remember half the people's names. I think I'm your typical enthusiast, but not the big brain, okay? But one of the big brains explained something to me. Remember last time where I'd said, oh, they got an opening sequence. Isn't that cool? And I was like, but I got, bloody, whatever, blood, that's cool. But I didn't understand the symbolism of it at all. At all. Now that I know the symbolism of it, I'm like, that is super cool. But even the big brain who explained it on his show said it is a super cool opening sequence, but no one is going to understand what it means. And here I am. I'm a person who's read the books. I'm not stupid, and I still didn't understand what it meant. So now I'm going to explain to you guys. If you remember, it started out as like this one river of blood in like this groove. And then it branches off, and it's just blood all over. Okay. You want to know what this is? Now that it's explained, it seems obvious to me, but I didn't get this looking at it. And I didn't see that title sequence on this show. Was I off in La La Land when the show started? But at least in episode 2, it's supposed to be the divergent bloodlines of the Targaryen family. So it started out with Aegon the Conqueror, and then it branched out. And if you counted each of the little rivers that came out from the main blood river, it's the children of the Targaryens. Like, I would have, like, no one would got that. Now that it's been explained to me, yes, that's super cool. But they should have labeled them or something. It does no good to have a super cool idea if 99% of the people are not going to get it. And if maybe a little visual prompting, and more people would have understood it. Because that is a super cool idea. But it was a little bit too dark, like the way it was filmed. But other than that, so there we go. And also, someone else who anticipated the SJW wokester objection to this show had said one way they got around it. Because remember I was like saying, like, the whole deal with like the Valerians being black in the show and the Targaryens being white, and like them having blonde hair and the interbreeding, and why is blonde hair dominant? It's the white man oppressing the black man. Okay. It turns out in the series, at least, I don't know whether they heard this from the showrunners or in some of these trivia boards, but apparently in the series, the Valerians and the Targaryens haven't interbred. Like the marriage with Lord Corlys, is that how you pronounce his name? The sea snake, with the queen who never was. That was like the first marriage. But you could already tell their children are quite like very like, they look like mixed race, because they are mixed race. So does this mean that they're is diluting the Valerians? I don't know. I just know some people are going to get really, really upset with this. I don't care. I think the blonde dreadlocks are badass, but I know some race baiters have got to be upset about this somewhere. Have got to say that the blonde hair is appropriating the dreadlocks. I just know this is, if this doesn't come and I'm thinking of it, then maybe there's something wrong with me. That's all I can say. Now, I loved it. I think the sea snake looks badass. And when they showed his kids this episode, well, we already saw the little girl who's the cutest of the cutie pies, but we saw the older son, and he was cool looking too. Who did he remind me of? Oh, crap. Oh, there's a reggae singer he reminded me of. And I know that's just like so typical with the dreads, but that's what he reminded me of. This gorgeous reggae singer. God, I can't remember his name right now. Anyway, Daemon was badass in this show. I don't know how many of you have actually watched the show or you just hear me to hear me rant about dragons. But Daemon did like Xena Warrior Princess this show, when he went running at the crab feeder and he got those arrows and he's breaking them off. That was so Xena Warrior Princess. That's all I can say. Okay, but let's get to my notes. I thought it's really weird. This is a good show, but it's also a bad show. I know, God, doesn't that sound weird? Like, I think it's well done, but I don't think it's anywhere near the legend that was the first few seasons of Game of Thrones. And I think if I wasn't already invested in the Game of Thrones universe, I don't know if I'd continue to watch it. Because there are times, even where I'm invested, I'm bored. I was never bored. Even in the shitty seasons of Game of Thrones, I was never bored. Because I was invested enough to be mad that some shows were bad. But this one, it's kind of boring. I mean, am I the only one who thinks that? Like, is everyone else just like totally into it? I don't know. It's good and bad. It's good for what it is, but it's nowhere like legendary the way Game of Thrones was. Okay. Oh, the beginning. When that dragonfoot squished that guy, now that was good. That was good. Save me, Prince. You got a big old dragon foot on your face. And that dragon is so deformed, he's cool. I don't remember the dragons' names. I'll never remember the dragons' names. But the red one, who's all long-necked and slithering. That dragon is badass. Okay, but speaking of dragons, Dave, you tell me if you know. Again, I'm not big brain when it comes to this stuff. Who was riding the dragon at the end? Who was that? It was a blonde dude. I know, like, the subtitle of the show is Many Angry Blondes, but who was that? Was that Viserys? Was that some other Targaryen that I missed somewhere? That wasn't Rhaenys or Rhaenyra or whatever the hell her name is. Randy, I wrote the name down this time because I kept Rhaenyra. It wasn't Rhaenyra. Who was that? That was Corlys. Oh, that was Laenor? It didn't look like dreads, though. That's the guy who reminds me of the hot reggae singer. Laenor reminds me of the hot reggae singer. I didn't know he was a dragon rider, though. Is he? Is the little girl a dragon rider, too? Okay, well, that would explain it, but I couldn't figure out who that was. Okay. All right, now we're going to talk about Rhaenyra, though. Is she just supposed to be dislikable? Is it just me who doesn't like her? She's a brat. She's a bratty brat. And I'm wondering, like, is it supposed to be this way? Like, is she supposed to be dislikable? Because I don't like her. Does anyone else like her? I don't like her. She's bratty as hell. Just petulant little brat. I bet you she's running out to start a competitor to the national LP right now. She's so bratty. Wow, you married my friend. Wow, you had a son. Wow. I mean, she's just so pouty. Now, I get the angst and all that, but listen, chickadee, you knew the score, okay? I know it sucks. It sucks. They don't want a queen. It sucks. The queen who never was tried to tell you. She tried to tell you in the cattiest way possible, but she tried to tell you, you're just a little brat. And no one wants a brat for a queen. You're just an entitled little brat. So anyway, I don't like Rhaenyra. Don't like her. Oh. So I'm sitting there with Wayne. Okay, and King Viserys is just trying to, like, chill and drink some wine and have a good time. And then he lets out with, I think this is an exact quote, "I'm stifled by this fucking politicking." And I was like, King Viserys, I'm there with you, baby. I'm there with you, baby doll. I, too, am stifled by this fucking politicking. That has to be a sound clip for my channel. I'm stifled by this fucking politicking. There are some people that I would like to squish with a dragon foot. And tell me if I get this name right. Is it Jason Lannister? The real cocky guy who wanted to marry Rhaenyra? Okay, whatever he is. I don't like him either. But those two would be perfect for each other because they're both bratty, annoying people. But I want to get, like, just a little clip of the look on his face when she rode in, all bloody after killing the pig. He was like, I love that. That was good. That was good. She killed that pig, though. Ooh. Yeah. She freaking demolished that pig. I know, I don't only not like him because he's a Lannister, because I actually liked the Lannisters. Listen, I know Cersei was evil, but she was a badass. You call me sister again, and I'll have you strangled in your sleep. Like, Cersei is a badass. She's evil, but she was a badass. Because Marjorie was annoying, and I would have threatened to have Marjorie strangled in her sleep too. Because she is a freaking annoying. But anyway, no. I just didn't like his swagger, you know, that guy. But the look on his face with bloody Rhaenyra, that was classic. That was classic. And I really thought Viserys was not going to stab the deer. I should have said this in the beginning. Total spoilers. I felt bad for that damn deer, or the white hart, or whatever the hell they called him. Okay. That's most of my notes on this show. I mean, I enjoyed it. It moved the story along, but it's very predictable. How he when she shot him down, he was like, yeah, that was good too. But it made me think, like, was he then fucking with her when he was like, and this is the best, what was it, sweet or honey wine? But of course it's from my orchard. It made me think, like, he really just like went down to the equivalent of the local 7-Eleven and got some 2-cent wine that he was trying to pass off to with her. Like, this is the best. This is the best. And then when she, like, you know, gave him the, yeah, go away, little boy, he just dumped it out. That's kind of like what I thought. And so American Patriot said, I thought the charge was kind of stupid, like Jon Snow's stupid charge at the end there. Yeah and no. I mean, I don't know. I like Daemon. I like Daemon, but yeah. But that crab feeder dude, like, that also, if you guys aren't fans of Xena, there was a lot of Xena recycling so far in this show, because any of you who are fans of Xena, you'll know there was an episode where Xena tied this chick to the shoreline and let her get eaten by crabs. Okay? So the whole crab feeder thing, I'm like, been there, done that. Xena Warrior Princess. I can't remember her name, the girl's name in that show. But Xena thought she died, but she didn't die. But she had like her hands and a foot chewed off by the crabs and got her face all mauled. So wore this like mask thing and ended up being the warden of this prison where Xena ended up getting sent. So the whole weird, grotesque face. So I know people are going like, why does the crab feeder? Why is he all like that? Was he once eaten by crabs? Yes, that's definitely what happened. He was once mauled by crabs. That's why he's now feeding other people to crabs. And this has all been there, done that with Xena Warrior Princess. Am I the only one who knows this? Am I the only Xena fan here? I'm trying to think of that episode. Y'all need to go watch that that Xena episode. I'm gonna look up the name of it here. So, Xena prison warden crabs eat. Let me see if I could. Locked up and tied down. That's what it's called. Yep. So, been there, done that. If you want to go see some old school, go check out that Xena Locked Up and Tied Down. And you'll see that's what the crab feeder completely reminded me of. And Dave says Daemon is a great character with lots of depth. I think a lot of people don't like him now, will like him eventually. I like him now. I feel bad for him. When him and Corlys were talking, they're like, and was it Corlys is like, we're second sons. You know, that must suck. It sucks as much to be Rhaenyra, or you're the girl who's never going to be queen, or you're going to tear the kingdom apart, or whatever it might be. Yeah, but yeah, I dig Daemon, because Viserys is just such a weakling. Yeah. And listen, one other critique I'm going to make here. I should have brought down the biggest beach ball I could find, because if I had to see another scene where Alicent Hightower with her frickin' stomach, you know, and her hands on her stomach, I'd have been like, it's like, come on, chickadee, find some other place to put your hands. You don't need to be resting them on your stomach a million, like, zillion times. Oh, is that another boy? I don't remember from the book. And you want to know another scene it reminded me of? See, if y'all watch these same, I'm really into like HBO and Showtime series, and I think this was on Showtime. If you watch The Tudors, there was a message that somebody brought to King Henry from Queen Catherine, and Henry got the message, and then he stopped 1 second, he turned, and then he turned around and just beat the shit out of the messenger. That's exactly what Damon did with the message from Viserys. So, yeah, it's good and it's bad. I have to tell you, I'm going to watch the whole thing, but if I never got to watch another episode, like if the show got canceled tomorrow, I wouldn't cry. So I guess that really says something for it. You know, but we'll see. I like watching the dragons. I like the red worm the best. He's funky, fresh, cool. But yeah, so I wanted to get this out today. I wasn't able to do Sunday. And if I learn any more big brain stuff, I'll let you know. I heard that this first season's only like 8 episodes. Is that true? And there's like a Jon Snow spinoff coming. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to go finish my, what am I drinking? I am drinking rum and pineapple juice. It's good. It's good. All right, yeah, I'm going to go finish my Patreon closing screen. Listen, while I'm editing, this is the perfect time to subscribe, so I could just add your name. Add your name right on there, patreon.com/Pink Flame of Liberty. I am going to try to do a show tomorrow. I'm not sure, though, on what. It probably will be the first of the next issue of LP News. I want to hop right on it to do the September-October LP News, but I've got ballot access news to cover. And I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to cover this week. And of course, Friday, why am I thinking I got something else going on? Oh, I think I got the National Association of Parliamentarians convention on Friday. Is that going on Friday, JJ? The online... Yeah, we are the official news. Dave, you'd laugh at the old LNC meetings. I'd be humming the Game of Thrones meetings walking in. That was my guilty pleasure there. But JJ, is Friday the NAP convention? I want to see it online. I was gonna buy the online tickets, just mostly for the seminars. I think it is this weekend. So Friday night I'll probably be watching that. But when you buy the ticket, you can watch it afterwards. Like maybe I'll just do that so I can do the LNC update on Friday. But I don't even know if I want to do that because I don't want to get into all this trademark bullshit. It's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. You know. Anyway. Good night, everyone. I hope you have an awesome night. And I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, it's a conference, but they call it their educational convention. Whatever. I'll see you all tomorrow night, probably with something. But that's after 2 committee meetings. So we shall see. All right, y'all. And I'm not doing the closing patron screen right now because it's out of date. Just going to go right to the Pink Flame of Liberty outro, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians or choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business.